The Grau 5.56 assault rifle just dropped inside of COD Mobile's Season 6 Battle Pass, with its base version being free at Tier 21 and the Epic Blueprint being accessible at Tier 50 of the Premium Battle Pass. But inside of this video, I will only be using the base version, which you guys will find out why later in the video. Now, after a couple hours of testing the Grau in Ranked and studying the stats, I feel I can pretty confidently give you guys my overall review of the weapon inside of the current meta. But before we hop into the overview of the Grau 5.56, I wanted to let you guys know that today's video is sponsored by Call of Duty Mobile, and also I'm wearing these sunglasses because my eyes are a little messed up right now, so apologies if you're not a big fan of sunglasses. First, the one thing that sets the Grau apart from every other weapon in COD Mobile is its iron sights, and when I say sights, I actually mean multiple iron sights. With the Grau, your iron sight will change based on which barrel you have equipped. In order from my least favorite to my favorite iron sights, first we have the base iron sights when you have no barrel attached. This one has a circular front sight, which I've just never been a fan of. Then it's the ZLR Drifter A08. This one's iron sights are pretty much the same as the next few, but this one is mainly built for CQB, so the iron sights aren't super important, although with this gun you really shouldn't be using this barrel anyway, but it is my least favorite of all of the custom barrels. Then we have the XRK CZEN Mark II. This one, again, very similar to the Drifter, just not really a big fan of the Trident style. Then at number 3 we have the FSS 11.8-inch Squall. This one has a little bit of a more unique Trident type design. Still not a huge fan of it, but it does get the job done. Then at number 2 we have the FSS 20.8-inch Nexus. This one's very similar to the past ones. Again, they're all kind of that Trident style, but for some reason I do prefer the Nexus's version. Then for the barrel with the best iron sight, we have the Archangel, which, matter of fact, is the exact barrel that I used inside of Warzone 1, which, if you weren't familiar, this weapon does come from Modern Warfare 2019/Warzone 1, and was my go-to AR and barrel for mid to long ranges, because obviously this iron sight is just too clean. I also want to mention that if you use the Tier 50 Blueprint, you are stuck with its iron sights no matter which barrel you use. Along with changing the iron sights, the barrels also push and pull the Grau stats pretty heavily, allowing you to gain more range, improved vertical recoil, and faster bullet velocity, which, yes, this gun does have bullet velocity, but luckily it's fairly high, at the cost of decreasing your mobility stats like movement speed and ADS time. And obviously there's barrels that do the complete opposite as well. Outside of the barrels, the rest of the attachments are your standard attachments that you'll see on most weapons. In terms of the upsides of the Grau 5.56, it has an extremely smooth recoil pattern that makes it very, very easy to control, along with an above average fire rate, which is comparable to the Maddox or the CR56 AMAX, and SMG-like mobility stats. Now for the downsides. First is its slightly below average bullet spread accuracy, which when combined with the fact that it has bullet velocity, means its ranged performance can start to get inconsistent. And next is its magazine capacity of 30, paired with its fast fire rate, means that you need to use a attachment slot on a extended mag, because you will be shredding through ammo. And now for the most important part of any gun, the damage profile. From 0 to about 16 meters, depending on your build, you deal a base damage of 27, which is a almost guaranteed 4-shot, 246 millisecond time to kill. Now, this is pretty average, but in a meta where SMGs and 3-shot capable ARs dominate, you will get outclassed at this range very often. Then from 16 meters to about 25 meters, you deal 24 damage, which is a 5-shot, 328 millisecond time to kill, which is quite slow at this range. Although, you can get a 4-shot, 246 millisecond time to kill if you get 2 or more shots to the chest or upper arms, but obviously that's pretty difficult in head-to-head gunfights, considering the lower arms cover a large portion of the chest, and the lower arms do not have an increased damage multiplier. Next, from 25 to 35 meters, you deal 21 damage, which is a 5-shot, 328 millisecond time to kill, which is alright, but considering we're dealing with bullet velocity, below average BSA, and the fact that the damage profile has been average at best so far, you would hope for something better. Then from 35 meters and beyond, you deal 18 damage, which is a 6-shot, 410 millisecond time to kill, which again, this is just average. In conclusion, the Grau is basically just a slightly modified M4 or AMAX. It's easy to use, but in the current state of the game where we have ARs like the LK24, which is also fairly easy to use but has a devastating damage profile, I just don't see the Grau being a top 5 or even top 10 gun in ranked multiplayer. It certainly can keep up with the meta though if you focus on holding mid to long range angles, taking advantage of its low recoil, moderate time to kill, and high strafe speed. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed. Make sure to drop a like and a sub if you did. Thank you to COD Mobile for sponsoring today's video. Hopefully my eyes will be good so I don't have to wear these anymore. And yeah, peace.